I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, we're talking about the big one. Probably one of the most anticipated movies of this year. Specifically, this summer coming up. That is Avengers: Infinity War. So, I was anticipating this movie. I am a medium fan of Marvel films. I have a few here. I have some films. Those are the only Marvel movies that I own. Now, you may think that's a bit weird. Well, I'm not a massive Marvel fan. I like them, they're good, I enjoy them. These are probably the best Marvel movies, in my opinion. Iron Man, the original one, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Avengers. Also Black Panther. That will probably be one of the movies that I pick up, because Black Panther is great. But, going into Infinity War, I had mixed expectations. I wanted it to be good. I was hoping it was going to be fun. I knew it was going to be fun. But I thought this movie's going to be too overstuffed. There's way too many people in this movie. And I don't know if I'm going to like it. So obviously Infinity War is directed by the Russo brothers, directors of the Civil War and a lot of the other Marvel movies recently. And it's about, obviously, the Avengers are fighting against Thanos, the Titan, who is trying to fill his gauntlet up with the 6 Infinity Stones so he can, level Earth and take over the universe. And it stars, well, everyone. I'm not joking, it stars everyone. Except for Hawkeye. It stars everyone except for Hawkeye. Yeah, this movie has everyone in it. Everyone. I mean everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone, and it is overstuffed, but I'll get into that a little bit later on, because I did very much enjoy Avengers: Infinity War, and I'm going to get on to the positives first. What I enjoyed about this movie was, I think this movie really comes back to how the first Avengers felt for me. This feels really fun. This is such an entertaining film to watch. It has so many characters in it, yes, but God, is it a blast. The action sequences are huge, and they're so brilliantly done. Like, it's been one of my main issues with the Marvel films of recent. I enjoyed the action sequences in Black Panther, even if I was slightly underwhelmed. I was significantly underwhelmed by the action sequences in Spider-Man: Homecoming, and also as well in Thor: Ragnarok. I think they got a little bit lazy. I don't really know why. They just didn't have the intensity that I really wanted from action scenes. They were glossy and they looked nice, but I wasn't really ever invested in them. But these scenes in this movie are vast, they're grand, and they really look good. I mean, they're not like DC big bloated action sequences with CGI. They actually look really good, and they actually work really well. This movie is really fun to watch. A lot of characters kicking a lot of ass, and it's really fun. And I really enjoyed this movie in its action sequences. Obviously, I really enjoy the characters. A lot of the characters that are in this movie. The Guardians of the Galaxy are here now. That was very entertaining. I really enjoy a lot of the characters and which characters they're put with, and they bounce off each other really well. And I think that the relationships within this film are developed really well. New relationships are introduced, and I really like how they develop certain aspects of different characters throughout the film. And the humour is very good and very present in this film, because a lot of people thought this was going to be a very gloomy movie, but it does definitely have a big slice of humour, and I really enjoyed a lot of that humour throughout this film. Also, something that a lot of people were really afraid of was Thanos. Is he going to be good? Is he going to be just a big bad guy? No, he isn't. Thanos is really good. And I'm going to say this, he's probably the best Marvel villain since Loki. He's very nearly as good, and I've very much enjoyed Josh Brolin as Thanos in this film. At first you're thinking this is just a big bad guy again, but as the movie goes along, they reveal more depths of his character. They give you reasons for his feelings towards his plan, and it makes him such a much more developed, much more layered character. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed Thanos in this film, and I'm surprised to say that. I thought he was very good. Yeah, I really enjoyed a lot of the things in this film. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought it was very action-packed. And it really brought the fun to this movie. But I really enjoyed some of the realism towards the end. It definitely has a different tone. It is a little bit mixed, the tone, at times. But it does feel different to some of the other Avengers films, and I feel like Thanos is the reason why this is. There's a slightly more hopeless feel. The Avengers feel a little bit more disconnected. They feel a little bit less unified. They don't really know what to do. They're kind of scraping around, struggling to try and just prevent the inevitable. And what I really enjoy about this film is just how it feels a little different to the other Avengers films. One of my biggest problems with Age of Ultron was how similar it was in structure to the first Avengers film. They pretty much just copied and pasted, and Ultron wasn't a good villain. But this film, they take different routes, they make, different paths for different characters, and I really enjoyed that a lot. Now I'm going to get on to the negatives, because there are some negatives in this film. Specifically, first act, first 30, first 45, messy, okay? Understandable. But I think the Russo brothers do their best with it. There's so many characters, it is a bit clunky in the first 45. However, as the characters condense into one location, it gets better. It definitely feels more and more streamlined as the film goes along. However, my biggest issue with this film is a certain thing that happens about 3 times throughout the film, where there's a sets of characters, okay, there's about 3 specific storylines that are happening at the same time, okay? And as the film, condenses a bit, it kind of comes down to 2 battles, one on Titan, one on Earth in Wakanda. Now, certain characters don't talk to each other throughout the film and have absolutely no contact with each other. However, in 3 separate occasions, certain characters turn up into different characters' battles at the exact right time, seemingly without knowing, and they seemingly have no way of knowing that they would have been there at that exact point. How they knew to be at that point, at that time. Specifically, there's a scene with Thor where he comes into the Wakanda battle, and you're like, how did you know to come here? You've never been to Wakanda? I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but seriously, there's about 3 separate occasions where characters turn up out of the blue where they really should not know where to be at that specific moment. And there are a lot of ex machinas in this film that you're like, what? How did you know to be there? And that's probably my biggest problem with this movie, is that. There's also, I've got a few questions about Thanos' plan and why he wants certain things and why he needs certain things, but I was kind of, I kind of glossed over them. They're not so important, but there's a few ex machinas and a few sort of plot holes and problems that I don't quite understand. Things that aren't quite explained properly, and a few sort of, story elements that don't quite mesh at times. But I really enjoyed this movie. This is an absolute blast. A flawed one? Definitely. But definitely a blast. And I really enjoyed Avengers Infinity War, and I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. So there you go. There's my review of Avengers Infinity War. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, drop your comments down in the section below. Have you seen this movie yet? If you have, what did you think of it? How do you think it compares to the other Marvel movies and other Avengers movies? I think it's definitely better than Ultron. I think it's just off the first Avengers in terms of quality. I probably will pick this movie up just because it's very entertaining. Alongside Black Panther, probably, I will pick this movie up on Blu-ray, which is one of the first Marvel movies I'll do that in for a while. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.